My lord.
Call the list.
Pranam, my lord.
Yes, Pranam.
Pranam.
From Delhi calls list, under the heading orders with effect, serial number 1, DA number 837 of 22, Mr. Ritesh Kumar, Sita Kumari,
My lord, I appear, my lord.
Just a minute. Just a minute.
My lord.
Just a minute. Let me see what are the defects. Yes, defects can be removed. Ignore.
from hearing, acquired date can be verified, address of petitioner, petitioner number 2 can be verified with the due order, date in para 11
Yes.
My lord, case of NDPS Act, my lord. The allegation is of recovery from 5 persons, including the petitioner. My lord,
What was the material?
that has not been stated, my lord. प्लास्टिक के पुड़िया में नशीली पदार्थ मिला और 28 पुड़िया को उसके वो वजन करने पर 11 ग्राम है.
Heroin.
And one of the accused granted bail, my lord, by this honorable court.
Take my order and take that order, go to the Supreme Court. Heard the counsel for the petitioner, senior counsel for the petitioner, heard the senior counsel for the, and heard the counsel appearing for the respondent. The defects ignored. It is alleged that the petitioners and others were peddling drugs, that is heroin. I'm dismissing it, Mr. Sharma.
लॉर्ड इसी में एक केस में डायरी भी मंगाए हैं हुजूर.
हम नहीं करेंगे. Has been
हुजूर एक को ग्रांट हो गया.
होने दीजिए, एक को रिजेक्ट हो रहा है, बैलेंस हो जा रहा है. एक को ग्रांट, एक को डायरी, एक को रिजेक्ट. Has been for selling the same in an upgraded primary school. The petitioner was arrested on the spot with the materials. Full stop. He confessed that the material is heroin. Full stop. Considering the aforesaid allegation, which is serious.
Heroin not stated, my lord. I mean,
yes.
not.
You have stated. You have confessed.
Heroin नहीं मिला है उसे.
You have confessed that the narcotics is heroin.
तो वो that is the statement put in my mouth.
Yes, क्या लिखा?
हुजूर डायरी मंगा लिया जाए तब तक थोड़ा दिन और जेल में रह जाएगा हुजूर. इसको ये सब गरीब आदमी सब कहाँ से सुप्रीम कोर्ट जाए?
I am not inclined to grant bail to the petitioner. This is dismissed.
तो हम लोग दूसरे जगह हुजूर चांस देने के लिए कर दिया जाए हुजूर.
Sorry. Sorry. Drugs, zero tolerance so far as drugs is concerned. Zero tolerance.
तो कोई बोलेगा तब ना उसमें हीरोइन हुजूर वेरिफिकेशन भी नहीं हुआ उसका.
अगर वेरिफिकेशन नहीं है देनी हो रही
तो अभी डायरी तब तक आता ना एग्जामिनेशन हो गया हुजूर. वी विल बाउ टू माय लॉर्ड्स, my lord.
Next.
We always bow, my lord.
Yes, yes, yes.
DA number 841 of 22.
तो तब तक डायरी मंगा के उसमें देख लिया जाए कि क्या बरामद है उसमें.
No, no, no.
उधर सुप्रीम कोर्ट सब लोग नहीं जा सकता. इसमें डायरी कम से कम मंगा ले. एक तो में डायरी भी मंगाए हैं.
No, no, no. I am not interested.
Lordship, in this case, the petitioner prays for grant of regular bail for offences under section 306, 201, 34 of IPC. Lordship, the deceased was my wife and marriage was solemnized more than 19 years back. Lordships, the allegation is, your Lordship, that on the date of occurrence, an information was received by the informant that his sister had died. And initially the information was given, your Lordships, that she died due to heart attack. And Lordship, the body was cremated at Gaya. And later on, he came to learn that the deceased had committed suicide. Lordship, during investigation, I have also stated, your Lordship, at the time of death, I was not there. My grown-up son, who was first to reach the house, Lordship, his statement is recorded in the case diary. Lordship, wherein he has stated in para 19, I have stated in para 8 of my...
Let me see the included order. What is the postmortem report?
No postmortem, your Lordship. Body was already cremated in Bihar and the cremation was attended by the family of the deceased and including the informant. I have annexed the photographs.
Who is this Pradeep Pandey?
Pradeep Pandey is my brother, Your Lordships.
Yes, APP.
लॉर्डशिप मेमो ऑफ एविडेंस आया है लॉर्डशिप, इसमें लॉर्डशिप वर्णित है लॉर्डशिप, हम इसको पढ़ देते हैं।
Yes.
लॉर्डशिप अनुसंधानकर्ता द्वारा घटना का मूल कारण के संबंध में कांड में जब्त किए गए पेन ड्राइव में व्हाट्सएप मैसेज, ऑडियो रिकॉर्डिंग आदि का अवलोकन किया गया, जिससे ज्ञात होता है कि प्राथमिकी अभियुक्त दिलीप पांडे की दोस्ती जूली से हो गई थी, जो मृतका आभा पांडे उर्फ गुड़िया की दोस्त थी, और उन दोनों का गहरी दोस्ती होने के शक के कारण इसकी पत्नी ने फांसी लगाई थी।
शक के कारण, the counsel for the petitioner and the counsel for the state. The petitioner is the husband of the deceased. Full stop. It is alleged that the deceased committed suicide, as she suspected that this petitioner developed friendship with one lady. Full stop. The APP, next part, the APP submitted that in the memo of evidence, the APP, after going through the memo of evidence, submits that it had come during investigation that this petitioner developed some relationship and friendship with a lady, as a result of which the deceased committed suicide. Stop. Next line. Admittedly, the charge sheet has been filed under section 306/201 of the Indian Penal Code. Full stop. Considering the nature of allegation and the material which has surfaced during investigation, I am inclined to release this petitioner 10,002 sureties.
Oblige, Your Lordships.
Serial number 3, DA number 842 of 22, Mr. PSL.
Lordship, on behalf of Mr. Dayal, Lordship, I am praying for not today because today there is a Shraddh ceremony at his house, Lordship, on the occasion of death of his mother, Lordship.
What is the material?
Lordship, I don't have the file, Lordship. Today he has instructed me to take time in this case, Lordship.
Court, Your Lordship. The petitioner is not named in the FIR, and the FIR is again, and his name has only 6/8/2021. Inspired on the basis of confessional statement of co-accused, that is Birender Rajwar.
Charge sheet submitted.
Yes, charge sheet has been submitted as stated that in paragraph number 11.
State, what is there? There is no material against the petitioner except the confessional statement.
Yes, my lord. Only confession statement, my lord. Mention in impugn order, my lord.
The case, the petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence under section 302 of the Indian Penal Code. The son of the informant was found missing, and later on his dead body was found in a well. Full stop. Next paragraph. From the impugned order, it is evident that there is no eyewitness to the said occurrence. Next paragraph. That there was no eyewitness to the said occurrence, and name of the petitioner transpired from the confessional statement of the co-accused. And after arrest of this petitioner, he confessed his guilt. Full stop. Therefore, it is the only material against the petitioner. Considering the aforesaid material which is against the petitioner, I am inclined to release this petitioner on bail 10,002 sureties.
Serial number 5, DA number 847 of 22, Mr. Abhijit Kumar.
Your Lordship, I'm appearing for the petitioner in this case, Your Lordship. The case is registered under section 366A of the Indian Penal Code, Lordship. The victim has page 20, my lord. Page 20, my lord. घटना दिनांक 16/10/2021 लगभग रात 2 बजे की है। मैं और मेरे छोटे भाई लोग गेंदों से मेला देख के लौट रहे थे। निर्मल मंडल ने रास्ते से जबरदस्ती मुझे अपने मोटरसाइकिल पर बैठा लिया गया। वहां मुझे जंगल में 2 दिन रखा। रात 12 बजे घर आया। निर्मल मंडल अपने घर लेकर आया और कहा कि वहां से पुलिस मुझे लेकर वापस आ गई। कुछ नहीं कहना है, लॉर्डशिप।
The counsel for the petitioner or the counsel for the state. Next part. There's an allegation against the petitioner that he has taken away the taken away a minor girl in the forest and kept there for 2 days. Full stop. Next para. The girl has been recorded and her statement has been recovered, and then her statement has been recorded under 164 CRPC. The statement is also on record. Full stop. After going through this statement on record, I find that she has not alleged any sexual on her. Full stop. Considering the fact that there was no sexual assault, I am inclined to release this petition at 10,000 sureties with a condition: he will not try to contact the victim or any of her family members.
May I please, Your Lordship? Offences under section 304B of the IPC, Your Lordship. Petitioner is the husband, Your
Yes.
Lordship.
Cause of death.
Allegation.
Cause of death.
It is asphyxia, Your Lordship. She has committed suicide, and Your Lordship, gate was locked from the inside. In the presence of villagers, Your Lordship, gate was broken, and thereafter dead body was found in hanging position, Your Lordship. And even video was also was made by the villagers, Your Lordship, that has transpired in the paragraph 54 of the case diary, Your Lordship, while breaking the door, Your Lordship.
There's an allegation of demand of dowry. The death is
there is no such, Your Lordship. In the first information report, it has been stated, but Your Lordship, in the case diary, charge sheet has been filed.
This is taken 304. Then there is a question of dowry.
Your Lordship, independent witness and villagers have stated that dispute had taken because she wanted to go to tie the Rakhi, Your Lordship, on that day. So, Your Lordship, dispute taken place, and in the meantime, his brother came, and there was some scuffle took place between the brother-in-law and the present petitioner, Your Lordship. And the case hearing may be called, Your Lordship.
Sorry, Mr. Sabyasachi, it is you to prove your innocence. The prosecution has not to prove your guilt here.
Your Lordship, I have the case there, Your Lordship. That's why death has been caused because of the asphyxia. Gate was locked from the inside, Your Lordship. Your Lordship.
Yes. Yes.
Your Lordship, she has independent witnesses have stated regarding the same, Your Lordship. Para 8, 9, 10, 50, 51, 53, 50, 54. Your Lordship, kindly case diary may be called, Your Lordship.
Not necessary for me.
Your Lordship,
necessary for me. The petitioner
is innocent, Your Lordship. Prior to this, Your Lordship, there was no demand from the petitioner.
Prove your innocence in trial. Here, the prosecution has not to prove that you are,
I may be in last on bail, and then I will prove my innocence, Your Lordship.
The marriage of the petitioner with the deceased has taken place in the year 2019. The deceased died on 22nd 8 2021. That is well within 7 years of marriage. There's an allegation of demand of dowry. Full stop. The deceased died unnatural death. Even if she has committed, even if she has committed suicide, the death is unnatural. Full stop. Next paragraph. Counsel for the petitioner submitted that there is an independent witness stated that there was some dispute between the husband and wife, as the wife wanted to go to her for solemnizing the
Rakhi, Your Lordship.
For tying Rakhi.
Your Lordship, video has been shot by the villagers, Your Lordship. That is in para.
The door was closed from inside, and while breaking the door, the video was also while breaking the door, a video was captured to show that the door was locked. Next paragraph. As it appears from the impugned order and the FIR that there was a demand for dowry, the death is unnatural and had taken place within 7 years. The case comes within the ambit of section 304B of the Indian Penal Code. And under the evidence act dijiye to. Under 113B, na?
113B, Your Lordship.
And 113B of the Evidence Act. Full stop. Breaking, even if the door was locked from inside, it has got no relevance, as the death is unnatural. Full stop. Further, in this case, in view of section 113B, it is the petitioner who has to prove his innocence. Full stop. Considering the nature of allegations, I am not inclined to grant bail to the petitioner at this stage. It is dismissed.
Your Lordship, trial may be concluded, Your Lordship.
The trial court to proceed and conclude the trial at the earliest within a time-bound manner after intimating the dates in advance to the prosecution so that the witness can be produced.
My Lord, in item number 7, I am for the petitioner.
Yes.
Lord, case registered under section 363, 366A, 34 of IPC, 4 and 6 of POXO Act.
Just a minute. Yes. Where is the Wakalat? Was stated. Bhimandal. Defect ignored. Yes.
Lord, case registered under section 363, 366A and 34 of IPC, 4 and 6 of POXO Act, my Lord.
Read the statement of the girl.
My Lord. Page 16, Your Lordship.
Yes.
क्या आप अपना बयान स्वेच्छा से बिना किसी डर भय या दबाव का देना चाहती? जी हाँ। क्या कहना है? मुझे भीम मंडल तथा उसके पिता एवं भाई ने किसी भी प्रकार का प्रलोभन नहीं दिया था और ना ही मुझे बहला फुसलाकर ना ही जबरदस्ती मुझे ले गया। मैं अपने मर्जी से भीम मंडल के साथ गई और मैंने भीम मंडल के साथ विवाह किया है तथा पति पत्नी के रूप में दाम्पत्य जीवन गाजियाबाद में रहकर।
The petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence under section so and so. Next para. The victim has been examined. The statement of the victim has been recorded under section 164 CRPC, which is on record. Full stop. From the aforesaid statement, I find that the court has assessed the girl to be 18 years 3 months. Full stop. She has clearly stated in her statement that she herself, on her own wish, had gone with the petitioner and had married him, and is residing as a husband and wife. Considering the said statement, 10,002 sureties.
My Lord, I am appearing in this case, Your Lordship. Case of an IT Act, Your Lordship.
IT.
Cyber crime, Your Lordship.
All for the case diary and the antecedent report of the petitioner.
No antecedent that I have stated in paragraph. My Lord.
So I am appearing this case notes. The fire has been registered under section 307 of IPC and 27 of Arms Act against one Dhiren Tantubai, against whom there is allegation that he opened fire upon the informant, which hit the door of the house of the informant. So far, this petitioner is concerned, his name has come on the confessional statement of Dhiren Tantubai, but I have annexed and
the petitioner has the counsel for the state. Defect signal. The petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence under section so and so. It is alleged that one Dhiren Tantubai fired from an illegal firearm upon the informant, but the informant managed to escape. Full stop. Next para. Dhiren Tantubai was arrested. Dhiren Tantubai was arrested, and he confessed his guilt and implicated this petitioner, stating that it is the petitioner who has provided the illegal arm to him. Also, next para. Considering the nature of allegation against this petitioner and the fact that it is not the petitioner who has shot at the informant, and further, the petitioner's name transpired from the confessional statement of the co-accused, 10,002 sureties.
My Lord, case of a cyber crime, Your Lordship, from the same FIR as on.
Call for the antecedent report of the petitioner. Is this case along with the earlier one? in which case diary has already been called for. Yes, next.
Lord, case under section 376. Lord, there are two defects, my lord, out of which in para 2, my lord, ABP has been written instead of ABM, lord. That
Ignore.
Lord, case under section 376, 511, 354, 504, 506, and 509 of IPC. My lord, allegation is that the petitioner, who used to live in his maternal aunt's house, used to come to informant's place, and finding her alone, he tried to commit rape upon the informant. My lord. This is what is the allegation, my lord. He first tried to commit in 2019, my lord, and thereafter subsequently on a later date, my lord, following which this FIR was lodged.
Okay, heard the counsel for the petitioner, heard the counsel for the state. The allegation, the petitioner is an accused for so and so. The allegation against the petitioner is that he used to tease the informant, who happens to be the related to you.
No, my lord.
Is a 38-year-old lady. Since 2019. So it is alleged that on the fateful day, that is on 15/1/2020, at about 5 p.m., this petitioner came with a sharp-cutting weapon and started to abuse the informant and tried to assault him. But she ran and saved herself. Good stop. Next para. From the aforesaid allegation, I find that the initial incident had taken place in the January 2019, for which admittedly no case was filed at that point of time. Full stop. The case was only initiated after the incident of 5/1/2020. Full stop. Considering the nature of allegation and the fact that the petitioner is in custody since
17/8/2021, my lord, para 1.
17/8/2021, and charge sheet has already been, and since the charge sheet has already been submitted, 10,002 sureties with the condition that he will not try to contact the informant or any of the family members.
Obliged, my lord.
May I please, Your Lordship? Offences under section 341, 323, 452, 376 of the IPC, Your Lordship. Allegation is that, Your Lordship, petitioner entered into the house of informant and tried to commit rape.
Tried. It is
Your Lordship, प्रयास करने लगा, मैं चिल्लाने लगी. Later on, she had stated जबरदस्ती मेरे साथ बलात्कार किया. तब मैं चिल्लाने लगी, अगल-बगल के लोग जाग गए, उसके बाद वो भाग गया. Lordship, 164 statement I don't have, Your Lordship.
Lordship, I have sent through email, Lordship. Today itself, Lordship.
What is the age of the victim?
She is 21 years old, Your Lordship. As per allegation, incident has happened on 30th of July 2021, but Your Lordship, FIR has been lodged on 6th of August 2021, Your Lordship.
May I permitted to read, Lordship, 164 statement?
Yes.
क्या आप अपना बयान स्वेच्छा से दे रही हैं? जी हाँ. आपको अपने बयान में क्या कहना है? मेरा बयान है कि दिनांक 30/7/2021 को रात 10 बजे मैं घर पर सो रही थी. उस वक्त लक्ष्मी चौधरी मेरे घर में घुसकर मेरा कपड़ा उतार कर मेरा इज्जत खराब कर दिया. मैं हल्ला की तो गांव वाले जुट गए और उसे मैं सहदेव चौधरी भी था, जो अपने बेटा लक्ष्मी चौधरी को मना किया और गांव वाले मुझे धमकी भी देते थे कि मेरा पति बाहर काम करता है और अपना बयान में और कुछ कहना जी नहीं लॉर्डशिप। दिस इज द डायरेक्ट एलिगेशन अगेंस्ट द पिटिशनर।
How did he enter the house at the dead of the night? Tell me.
Lakshmi Chaudhary lordship, petitioner.
Yes. How did the petitioner enter the room at the dead of the night until and unless the door is opened by someone from inside? And he was able to go in.
Not mentioned.
Doesn't it give an impression that there was something wrong going on between them, and when the villagers saw this or came to know about this thing, this affair has been lodged? Yes, Mr. Sabyasachi? Switch on. Mr. Tarun Kumar?
Yes, Lordship.
Your Lordship, रात के 10 बजे. How any person can?
That is what I'm asking. That is the thing. I'm putting a question to this question I'm putting to the APP. Yes, Mr. Sabyasachi. Final order चाहिए कि CD चाहिए बोलिए. CD चाहिए बोलिए.
नहीं, final order चाहिए.
तो दूसरा वाला में क्या हल्ला कर रहे थे कि CD कर दीजिए. Heard the counsel for the petitioner, heard the counsel for the state. The petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence under section so and so. Next paragraph. The allegation in the FIR is that the informant, a lady aged about 21 years, was alone. A married lady was in her house. Full stop. Her husband had gone to Bangalore for work, and her in-laws were not also in the house. Full stop. It is alleged that at the dead of the night, this petitioner entered the house and in her room, and thereafter committed rape. Full stop. It is alleged that she raised an alarm and came out and locked the door when the villagers reached the place of occurrence. Full stop. Next paragraph. Counsel for the petitioner submits that the prosecution story as narrated by the informant is absolutely false. He submits that something consensual had taken place, and when the matter came to light, this false FIR has been lodged. He submits the circumstances will go to show that a person cannot enter the house at the dead of the night until and unless the door is opened by someone. First up, next para. The APP submits that the petitioner has committed rape upon the informant. Full stop. After going through the FIR, and I am convinced with the argument raised by the counsel appearing on behalf of the petitioner. So there is nothing to suggest as to how the petitioner entered the house of the informant at the dead of the night when there was no one in the house. Full stop. There is some element of doubt in the entire occurrence. Full stop. The victim is a major married lady. Full stop. Considering the aforesaid fact, 10,002 sureties.
If the matter relates to cyber crime,
CD antecedents.
Number 14. Number 873 of 22, Mr. Pankaj Kumar.
Yes. What is the material?
Yes, page number 1 and number differs. Page 3. Total 40.
Who is for the petitioner?
My lord, it's item number 16, my lord.
Item number
16.
14.
Oh, sorry, my lord.
Mr. Pankaj Kumar.
What is the defect?
Yes, petitioner in page number 1 and number differs. Date of final form RIA may be verified with an extra 2 and corrected. To be certified that from the
Remove the defect. Defects to be removed.
Serial number 15, GA number 874 of 22, Mr. Ashok Kumar Singh.
Lordship.
Lordship, this is the case with regard to section 409, 420 and 120B IPC. Lordship, I have been granted anticipatory bail earlier, but due to our poor condition, I couldn't.
In view of the order dated?
Order dated, Lordship, 20th February 2019.
20th February 2019, wherein the anticipatory bail was granted to this petitioner.
Yes, 1,01,500 had to deposit, Lordship, but we couldn't deposit.
Let this case be listed before the same bench which granted anticipatory bail to the petitioner.
Lordship, may I mention, Lordship?
Yes.
Lordship, the accused petitioner is behind the bar since 20th/9/2021.
Yes.
So this application with regard to regular bail, Lordship.
Yes. On merit, he was considered and bail was granted.
Lordship.
Let us take this out.
PL number 16, PL number 889 of 22. Mr. Vikram Singh, Mr. Ankur Dara.
My lord, I am appearing on behalf of the petitioner in item number 16.
Before a particular court, people will say that I will pay so much, grant me anticipatory bail. Then you don't comply the order, you file a regular bail.
No, Lordship. If you are mentioning me that I want to argue on merit, Lordship.
What if you on merit you have been granted bail? Is it your case that you were not granted bail on merit, but rather you were granted bail just because you wanted to pay the amount? Tell me.
No, Lordship. This has been only been informed that this anticipatory bail I couldn't deposit.
No.
Thereafter,
just tell me, Mr. Singh. Anticipatory bail was granted to you after considering the merits because there was merit in the case, or
no, Lordship.
Anticipatory bail was granted just because you accepted to pay the amount. Tell me.
Lordship, I accepted to pay the amount.
So that means the anticipatory bail was granted to you.
But thereafter, Lordship, thereafter couldn't.
Simple question. I'm asking you a simple question. You answer properly, considering that this entire proceeding is being live streamed.
Lordship.
That in back of your mind. Anticipatory bail was granted to you on merits, that yes, you have merit in this case, that is why anticipatory bail was granted, or you accepted to pay some amount, that is why anticipatory bail was granted.
No, Lordship. There were no merit, decide on no merit. I had accepted that I will pay.
So without there being any merit, anticipatory bail was granted to you. This is your case. I am telling you, make a submission considering that this is a live stream procedure.
Lordship, I want to humbly submit that please clarify what you want to know from my side.
I want to know anticipatory bail was granted to you on merits. What was the consideration? That you have merit, that is why anticipatory bail was granted? Or simple that you have accepted to pay the money, that is why anticipatory bail was granted?
No, Lordship, how it can be filed? After looking into the merit, they decided, the Honorable Court decided.
Since there was a merit, anticipatory bail was granted to you?
Yes, Lordship. Yes, Lordship.
So the court has decided merits, that you have merits. That is why anticipatory bail was granted to you?
Lordship.
But you did not, you did
deposit.
Comply the conditions?
Yes, Lordship.
So better it would have been, you should have filed an IA petition to modify that condition. So you did not file it also?
No.
Once an anticipatory bail has been granted on merits, you did not comply with the condition.
So I've been arrested, Lordship.
So you have been arrested?
Yes.
So when was the bail granted to you?
It was anticipatory was granted me along with all accused on 20th February 2019.
Like the anticipatory bail order. What is the ABA order?
This has been annexed, Lordship.
Where is it?
This has Lordship. This is page number 15, annexure 1.
Page number 15, annexure 1.
Yes, Lordship.
So 19 to 2019 bail was granted to you.
Lordship.
You were arrested when?
It's Lordship last year, 20th September 2021.
So when did you realize that you cannot pay this 1 lakh rupees?
Lordship, that time, after few months, when the
Why did you make this submission? And why did you make this submission? The next question.
what, Lordship?
Then why did you make this submission before the court at the time of anticipatory bail that you are ready and willing to deposit 1 lakh?
Lordship, I thought that I will manage, and it was not known that.
Why? There is no question of thought or think. If you don't have the capacity to deposit 1 lakh rupees on the date of hearing, then why did you state it before the court that you are ready to pay? Let it be same order before the court concerned which had granted anticipatory bail.
Much obliged, Lordship. Much obliged.
May I please, my lordships? I am appearing on behalf of the petitioner in item number 16, my lordships. The instant FIR has been lodged under section 366.
That anticipatory bail order, I don't find anything that on which merit you have been granted bail 7 except payment of money. Yes.
The instant FIR has been lodged under section 366A of IPC and section 4 of POCSO.
Let me see the defects can be removed or ignored or not. What is the name? Chotu?
Chotu Kumar alias Sanjit Kumar Pashwan.
Okay, ignored. Yes.
The present case has been filed under section 366A of IPC and section 4 of POCSO Act.
What is this? Where is the statement of election?
So the 164 statement is not available with me as the Chatra court is not giving any 164 statement, my lord.
Charge is submitted.
Yes, my lord. The allegation against the petitioner is that he alone by his motorcycle forcibly abducted the minor girl.
Just a minute. Police paper supplied to you.
No,
police paper has been supplied to you. Have you
no idea, my lord.
Paper? You have no idea.
No, my lord.
If you don't have any idea, then just explain annexure 2.
That is the case diary, my lord. That is the case diary.
How could you get the case diary if the police paper has not been served upon you?
Actually, the advocate has given me, my lord, in Chadra.
I don't know. I'm asking a lawyer. I'm asking you. You have filed it. You have filed this. Explain this, how you have filed this. Will I take it that yes, police paper has been submitted? Has been made available to you?
This case diary has been given to me by advocate concerned, my lord.
I'm asking a lawyer. I'm asking you. When you are in possession of this case diary, is it legal possession or illegal possession? You have filed along with an affidavit.
Yes, my lord.
This is an affidavit. Then it will be presumed that it is you have obtained this legally. How can you obtain the police papers legally? Just tell me. What is the ways and means? Only when the police paper has been served upon you. Then only.
Lordship, public prosecutor used to give my lordship there, my lordship, Chadra.
Make some legal submissions here. Yes, the statement 164, the public prosecutor has not given the 164 statement to you. He has only given the case diary. Call for the case diary along with the statement of the victim girl recorded under section 164 CRPC.
Serial number 17, BA number 892 of 22, Mr. Arvind Kumar Chaudhary, Mr. Mohit Agarwal.
Lordship, the matter relates to cyber crime, Lordship. There is one defect, Lordship, I will remove the same.
Temporary antecedents. In the meantime, the defects to be removed.
Obliged.
BA number 902 of 22, Mr. Sudhan Kumar Sinha, Mr. Rajiv Prasad.
May I please parrot
Petitioner has moved in ADA number 666
not
of 21 dispose, not mentioned in that.
What happened to your you file a supplementary affidavit?
Yes, Lordship, I am
Para 2. You have filed an ABA.
Yes, Lordship.
Defects to be removed
Within 1 week, Lordship.
Within 1 week.
Under the heading fresh filing, serial number 90, BA number 485 of 22, Ms. Jaswinder Majumdar, Mr. Mohan Majumdar.
Well, Lordship, I am appearing in this case.
Yes.
The case is under section 414, 34 of IPC and section 30 clause 2 of Coal Mines Act 1973.
What is 30 clause 2?
Your Lordship, it is a penalties for engaging. It is a penalty for in respect of no. It is penalty for lease means. Your Lordship, is penalty for other person being engaged in mining of coal from whole or part of any land in respect of which no prospecting valid license or mining lease or sublease is in force.
What is the punishment?
The punishment is a maximum of 3 years plus fine.
Who are you?
I am for the petitioner, Your Lordship.
That I know definitely you are for the petition, but who are you?
Anushka Sharma.
You means the person whom you are
I am
representing.
the owner of the seized vehicle.
You were not arrested from the spot.
No, Your Lordship.
The petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence under section so and so. The petitioner is the owner of the vehicle which was transporting illegally mined coal. Full stop. Considering the fact that the petitioner is the owner of a commercial vehicle and is in custody since
3/11/2021.
3/11/2021. I am inclined to release this petition at 10,000 rupees. Heard. What is your name?
Anushka.
Anushka, full name?
Anushka Sharma.
Heard, Miss Anushka Sharma.
Serial number 30, BA number 581 of 22, Mr. Vikas Kumar.
Yes, Your Lordship, I am appearing in this matter, Your Lordship. This FIR is registered in the section 302 and 201 of the Indian Penal Code, Your Lordship. Your Lordship, this petitioner has been implicated totally on the basis of suspicion, Your Lordship. Your Lordship, police got information that a dead body is lying on the road. Police reached there, recovered the dead body. Nobody was present at that point of time. Subsequently, when the police team returned back to the police station, they have received the information that two persons on the same night, two persons were there who had stopped some vehicles.
You were named in the FIR?
Yes, Your Lordship. May I be permitted to read the FIR, Your Lordship? Page 19. Page 19 is the FIR. उपरोक्त विषय के संदर्भ में सादर सूचित करना है कि मैं मीरा लकड़ा सचिन सच आज दिनांक 7/1/2021 समय 6 बजे सशस्त्र बल के सचिन सच के साथ सरकारी वाहन से दीवा गश्ती एवं सूचना संकलन हेतु थाना से प्रस्थान किए थे। गश्ती के दौरान सरायकेला बाजार में थे, तभी समय करीब 8 बजे थाना प्रभारी सरायकेला के द्वारा मोबाइल पर सूचना दी है कि ग्राम अनुमंडल कार्यालय सरायकेला के विपरीत दिशा में गड्ढा में एक व्यक्ति का शव पड़ा हुआ है। इस सूचना का सत्यापन एवं आवश्यक कार्रवाई हेतु निर्देश दिए के लिए प्रस्थान किए तथा समय 8:30 बजे सशस्त्र बल के साथ साहेबगंज टोला पहुंचे तो रोड के पश्चिम 100 गज की दूरी पर परती जमीन के गड्ढे में एक व्यक्ति का शव पड़ा हुआ था। पुलिस को देखकर स्थानीय मुखिया दुलाल सरदार और गणेश सरदार थाना सरायकेला जीरा मान्य लोग भी वहां आ गए। वहां उपस्थित लोगों से अज्ञात मृतक का नाम पता पूछने पर बताया गया कि उक्त मृत व्यक्ति जो विक्षिप्त तथा जो बहुत दिन से इधर ही रहता था और घूम घूम कर मांग कर खाता था, लेकिन उसका नाम पता नहीं जानते। तब मुखिया दुलाल सरदार और गणेश सरदार साहिबगंज थाना
the petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence under section so and so. ऊपर में लिख दीजिएगा defect ignore. Right.
One of the co-accused has also been granted.
A fresh filing. Sorry, it's a fresh filing. Annexure to page 21, para quote. The next para case of the petitioner. Further, the case of the petitioner stands on a similar footing to that of Annexure 2, so and so, 10,000 to sureties.
Much obliged, Your Lordship.
Serial number 21, BA number 1019 of 22, Mohammed Jayalama, Mr. Chaurasia.
Your Lordship, in the instant case, I am appearing on behalf of the petitioner. Case is under section 304B of IPC. Petitioner happens to be the husband of the deceased. In FIR itself, informant claims that she committed suicide by hanging, but postmortem report is silent in relation to cause of death, as viscera has been sent and the same was awaiting for viscera report, Your Lordship.
Date of death?
Date of death is 11/6/2021, Your Lordship. On that, informant herself claims, Your Lordship, that earlier some cash was demanded, but she has not stated as to what cash has been demanded, and it is said that she has given birth to 2015, Lordship. Informant claims that this petitioner has removed her for treatment to Ranchi RIMS.
Is there any postmortem?
Serial number 22, BA number 1024 of 22, Mr. Salesh, Mr. Deepak Kumar, Mr. Uttam Kumar Das, Mr. Ashish Kumar.
Where
please?
Where are
in my office? In my office?
Okay.
I'm in my office, madam.
Yes.
Yes, madam. Here, my lords, this is a case. The FIR is at page 11. So the father lodges a case that his daughter has been taken away, kidnapped.
Where is the statement of the girl?
They have compromised, my lords. They have compromised. I have annexed the annexure 2, which is the compromise application before the court below, the certified copy.
6 is compoundable.
No, it is not compoundable. But then, keeping in view that.
What is the statement of the girl?
The statement of the girl, my lords, I do not have. Generally, 164 statements are not provided as on date. So.
Or for the case diary along with the statement of the victim recorded under 164 CRPC.
Serial number 23, BA number 1032 of 22, Mr. Prasad Kumar Rai.
My Lord, I am appearing in this case, Your Lordship.
Yes.
Lordship, case registered under section 366A of IPC, 8 and 10 of POXO Act, Your Lordship. May I read 164, Your Lordship?
Yes, where is the 164? Page?
Page 24, Your Lordship.
Yes.
पीड़िता को पहचान 10वीं का अंक पत्र एवं एडमिट कार्ड से किया गया। अनुसंधान कर्ता द्वारा पीड़िता को मेरे सामने प्रस्तुत किया गया। पक्ष के बाहर जाने का आदेश दिया गया। मैं अपना बयान बिना किसी डर भय एवं लालच के दे रही हूँ। आपका क्या बयान देना चाहती हैं?
Concept of the petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence under section so and so. The counsel for the petitioner submits that he has got no role in the entire occurrence, and in fact, the statement of the victim recorded under 164 CRPC will clearly clarify that the victim, on her own will, left the house and accompanied this petitioner. He submits that she also admitted that there was love affair between the parties, and full stop. He lastly submits that from the statement it is quite clear that there was no physical or sexual assault upon the girl. Next paragraph. After hearing the counsel for the petitioner, I have gone through the statement of the victim recorded under section 164 CRPC. From this statement, it is evident that there was no physical or sexual assault, and the victim has gone out on her own, gone with this petitioner on her own will. First step, considering the aforesaid statement, 10,000 to sureties.
Much obliged.
Lordship, I am appearing on behalf of petitioner. Allegation under section 147, 148, 149, 302 of IPC under section 27 Arms Act and 17 of
CLA.
There are 7 named accused person. Out of 7 named accused person, 1 named accused person has been granted bail by this one.
CD,
number 80.
CD antecedents.
Number 25, number 1048 of 22, Vijay Kumar Sinha.
May I please, Lordship? I am appearing for the petitioners, Your Lordship. FIR is under section 414 and 34 of the Indian Penal Code, my lord, against one Rajkumar Prasad, Your Lordship. And on his confession, the name of these petitioners have come, my lord. And only the confessional statement, there is nothing against the petitioners, my lord. And they are in custody since 9/12/2021. And said Rajkumar Prasad has granted bail, my lord, White BA number 511 of 2022 on 14th February 2022, Your Lordship. The order has not uploaded due to that reason. I have not said, Your Lordship.
Petitioner had the counsel for the state. The case is under the petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence under section so and so. Full stop. The next paragraph. The police received information that the co-accused Rajkumar Prasad, along with his associate, had stolen a pickup van and concealed the same. First up, this Rajkumar Prasad was arrested. He confessed his guilt and implicated this petitioner. Full stop. Said Rajkumar Prasad has been, full stop, as submitted by the counsel for the petitioner, Rajkumar Prasad has been granted bail in BA number
511, my lord.
1 of 2022. Stop. On date
14/2/2022, my lord.
14/2/2022. First up, considering the aforesaid submission and the fact that Rajkumar Prasad has been granted bail and the case of the petitioner stands on a better footing than that of Rajkumar Prasad, 10,000 to sureties.
Much obliged, my lord.
Next.
number 26, number 10.
May I please, Your Lordship? FIR has been registered under section 302, 498A, 120B IPC and 3/4 of DP Act, Your Lordship. This petitioner is a husband, Your Lordship, and there's an allegation in the FIR. General allegation has been leveled against this petitioner, including his family members.
Date of death and the date of marriage.
Date of marriage, it appears from the FIR that आज से पूर्व लगभग 12 वर्ष पूर्व मेरी पुत्री का विवाह हुआ था. And date of death is, Your Lordship, on 7/7/2021 at 5 p.m.
How the death had taken place?
Due to electrocution.
Due to?
Electrocution. And there's a general allegation in the FIR.
She died in your house?
Yes, she died in my house, but there is, so far this petitioner is concerned, it appears from the FIR itself that this petitioner along with his family members, it's a general and omnibus allegation that there was a demand of dowry. And moreover, Lordship, from the impin order itself, it appears that from para 26 of the case diary, in my submission before the learned court below, while para 26 of the case diary,
is an accused for allegedly committing an offence under section so and so.
The case has been found under section 498 and 304 IPC.
The case has been registered under section so and so of the Indian Penal Code. Full stop. The petitioner is the husband. Next part. The allegation is that the deceased, who happens to be the wife, died due to electrocution. Full stop. It is alleged that the marriage was solemnized with this petitioner 12 years back, and demand was being made, and the demand of rupees 2 lakh was being made. First of it is alleged that the behavior of the petitioner, the hostile behavior of the petitioner towards the wife continued, and it is alleged that the petitioner was having some extramarital relationship.
This has not been mentioned in the FIR, Lordship, during the course.
Full stop. Next para. The counsel for the petitioner submits that admittedly the marriage had taken place 12 years ago and there was no dispute between the parties. He submits that the deceased died because of electrocution, and there is nothing to suggest that she was murdered. He submits that
Para 26 of the case diary. खाली वो mention कर दिया.
He submits that as per para 26 of the case diary, the case has been found to be one under section 498 capital A and 304 of the Indian Penal Code. Next para. From the impute order and from the FIR, I find that there is no eyewitness to the said occurrence. Admittedly, the deceased died of electrocution, and the marriage had taken place 12 years ago. Considering the aforesaid fact, 10,002 sureties.
Serial number 27, DL number 1065 of 22, Mr. Mohit Prakash, Ms. Vani Kumari.
I am appearing this case, there is allegation under section 704B and 34 of the IPC, and the petitioner is the father-in-law, aged about 65 years. Now, the informant is the brother of the deceased. Now, his own case is that, my lords, his sister eloped with the son of this petitioner and married with the son of the petitioner. This is his own case.
Yes.
6 months before, sister of this informant, the deceased, she eloped with the son of this petitioner. भाग गई, भाग के शादी कर ली. Thereafter, my lord, she started living in the house of this petitioner. Subsequently, the case is that this petitioner, all the family members started torturing and demanding dowry. Whereas the house of this informant as well as the house of this deceased is just after two houses of the petitioner. Now the case is, my lords, when they received information.
CD post-mortem.
Your Lordship, I am appearing on behalf of informant, Your Lordship. And may I submit, Your Lordship?
Yes.
Your Lordship, in the first information report itself, it has been stated that कल दिनांक 16 और 21 को रात के 9:30 बजे रात्रि में मेरी बहन फोन करके बताई कि मेरे सास ससुर मेरे पति के कहने पर मेरे साथ मारपीट कर रहे हैं और बोल रहे हैं कि पैसा अभी तक नहीं मांग कर लाई अपने माँ बाप से, आज जान मार देंगे. And Your Lordship, consequently she was murdered, Your Lordship.
Let the city come. I want to see only one aspect.
Your Lordship.
Serial number 28, DL number 1067 of 22, Mr. Abhay Kumar Chaturvedi.
Yes, madam. I appear, madam.
Yes.
Yes, madam. This case has been registered under section 452, 354, and also under section 8 of the POCSO Act, madam.
Yes.
As per the allegation, my lord, that the prisoners entered inside the room of the informant where she was sleeping with her sister, my lords.
Yes.
And outraged their modesty, my lords, and when she reached Halla, the brothers came, my lords, and thereafter they fled away, my lord. Case under section 354B, my lords, 354, my lords. The investigation has been completed and charge sheet has been submitted, my lords, and also they have settled their dispute, my lord. Though the offense is not compoundable, my lords, but there was.
I will hold that you are tampered with evidence.
No, that is not the case. That they have given their statements, my lord.
Yes.
In the statement, my lord, what is their statement that the accused persons were already there in the room, my lords, prior to their sleeping, or it shows that there was some relationship between the informant and the petitioners, my lord. And when the petitioners were caught, my lord, thereafter the case has been instituted, my lord. This is not the case, my lord, that they committed rape, my lord.
Let the victim be examined first.
But what is the statement, my lord? Then I will file the statement of the victim under 164, my lord.
Not necessary, not necessary.
As per the statement of the victim, my lord, that the boys, this is how they entered inside room, my lord, that is important, my lord. Because the occurrence took place in the night, my lord.
Heard the concept. What are the age of the victims?
20 years, my lord.
No.
20 years.
Informant is 12 years. The victim is?
Informant is 20 years, my lord.
Victim.
Yes, my informant is also victim, my lord.
No, the other victim is 12 years.
16 years, my lord.
12.
There's 16, my lord.
12. From where are you saying 16?
घर में सोई हुई थी. Yes,
Take the concept of the petitioner, have the concept for the state. It is alleged that these petitioners entered the house and have molested the informant and her sister, who is 12 years of age. Full stop. Next paragraph. Concept for the petitioner submit that it is not stated as to how these two, how the petitioners have entered the house. He further submits that the informant is 20 years. Informant is 20 years.
Yes, madam.
20 years. He further submits that the parties have compromised, for which a joint compromise, for which the compromised, as such, the compromise petition has been filed as Annexure 2. Next paragraph. The offence so alleged is not compoundable. Full stop. One of the victim is 12 years. Full stop. This is a case under section so and so. Thus, at this stage, I am not inclined to grant bail to the petitioners. Dismissed. Petitioners are at liberty to renew after examination of the informant and the other victim.
The maximum sentence is up to 5 years, my lord. Under section 8 of the POCSO Act, my lord. Maximum 5 years, my lord.
So 2.5 years?
As you?
So 2.5 years. How the sentence?
They will face the trial.
The trial court is directed to frame charge and ensure examination of the victim and the informant at the earliest.
DA number 29, DA number 1069 of 22, Mr. Sumit Prakash.
But I am appearing on behalf of the petitioner, my lords. Also, 65-year-old lady has died in her house, my lords.
Yes.
And no eyewitness to the incident, my lords, and petition, my lords. Charges have been, allegation is under section 302 and 34 of IPC, my lords, and charges have been framed on 29th of November 2021, my lords.
Just a minute.
Yes.
What are the other materials against you?
Lord, self-confession statement and confession statement of co-accused person. It has come in.
Any recovery of incriminating material?
No, my lords.
Please have the concept for the petition, have the concept for the state. First up, the petitioner is an accused for allegedly committing an offence under section so and so. It is alleged that a dead body of a lady was found inside the house. Full stop. Next para. From the impugned order, it is apparent that there is no eyewitness to the said occurrence, and the name of the petitioner transpired on the basis of a confessional statement of co-accused Inder Oraon. Full stop. 7, accept the confessional statement that there are no other incriminating articles. Now, in the wrong. First up, after arrest of the petitioner, they also confess their guilt. First up. 7, accept the confessional statement of Inder Oraon and the self-confession of these petitioner. There is no other material. First up, 10,002 sureties.
DA number 30, DA number 1074 of 22, Mr. Ahmed Mohammed Reddy.
I am appearing in this case, Lordship. This is an application for grant of regular registered for the offence under section 18, 20 and 22.
CD and call for the CD. Next para, the state will file an affidavit stating as to whether the petitioners have any similar case nature of cases against them or not.
DA number 31, DA number 1078 of 22, Mr. Rajesh Kumar Singh.
Yes, this is a registered for the offence under section 47A of the Excise Act.
What is the quantity?
Quantity, it is alleged that the 50 cartons of country-made liquor was found in the dicky of the.
Cartons is. Tell me what is the quantity? Cartons, the size of the carton.
25 bottles of 300 ml each, Lordship.
3.
And petitioners are in custody since 25/10/21, Lordship.
$25 bottles.
तो एक कार्टून में 25 बोतल 300 ml
कितना है?
तो 50
25 into 50 how much?
1250 बोतल है टोटल, 1250 बोतल
300 ml का है.
So that means more than 300 liters.
Yes, Lordship. Prisoners are in custody since 25/10/21, Lordship.
What were you doing? That to country-made liquor. Who are you? You are the driver or the owner or who?
It is alleged that the petitioner number 1 was driving the vehicle, Lordship.
And yes. And petitioner number 2? Unmute yourself.
Petitioner number 2 was with the petitioner number 1 in the vehicle, Lordship.
The vehicle belongs to whom?
It has not come, the vehicle belongs to whom, Lordship.
Tell me.
But the petitioner.
Tell me the vehicle belongs to whom?
Driver is Amir.
The vehicle belongs to whom? I'm asking you a question, Mr. Rajesh Singh. Vehicle belongs to whom? Nowadays, it is very easy to find out. But the vehicle, a particular vehicle is registered in whose name? What is the role? The petitioner number 2 happens to be, why were you there? The petitioner number 2 was there in the vehicle. Petitioner number 1 is the driver, and the petitioner number 2 is the supplier, definitely.
Petitioner number 2 is friend of petitioner number 1, Lordship. That's why he was going with the petitioner number. And they remained in custody more than 3.5 months, Lordship.
Very up उस दिन. Charge frame कब आएगी? लिखे तो considering the quantity of the illicit liquor, which is a country-made illicit country-made liquor, which is 50 cartons, each having 25 bottles. I am not inclined to grant bail to the petitioner at this stage. The petitioner may renew after framing of charge.
They remained more than 3.5 months, Lordship.
I know.
Lordship may kindly consider this.
Yes, I've considered. I have given you a liberty to renew after framing of charge. Go and get the charge framed. Come after 1.5 months. Yes.
Registered for the NDPS Act, Lordship. Allegation of cultivation of opium plants against the petitioner.
Opium. What plant?
Poppy plants.
10 acres में लौट 10 एकड़ जमीन में रहते हैं.
किसका जमीन है? Whose land?
Forest matter.
CD and antecedent report of the petitioner.
Number 33, VA number 113 of 22, Mr. Avnish Kumar, Mr. Indrajit Sinha.
Switcher, Mr. Sinha.
Yes, madam. Sorry. This is also NDPS, madam. Poppy straw was recovered from a vehicle which is owned by the petitioner.
How much?
Oh, quantity is, madam, 162 kilos. But the point is, madam, sorry, madam.
Rejected.
No, the point is that I am a transporter. Someone asked me to pick up a consignment, I picked it up. It is nowhere coming that I am the owner of the poppy straw also. That's what my case is, that someone...
Are you saying that you are a transporter?
I'm sorry, but yes, this is my vehicle. This is my vehicle. It is not. It is not. FIR has been lodged only because I am the owner.
What is the nature of the vehicle?
It's a commercial vehicle.
It's a truck or a pickup van, or what is it?
Pickup van. वो FIR में ही है. This is the pickup van.
Very good.
In the FIR page 14, your lordship, sorry, your lordship may see page 14 of the FIR or page 18. It's a pickup van. So I was asked to go to a particular place to pick up a consignment, and it is not poppy straw. It is not. It was in bags. The bags were loaded. I'm not supposed to verify what is in the bag or not in the bag.
So from where you were arrested?
On the road while transporting.
You were the driver also?
No. Driver was also there. I am also there.
You were transporter of the poppy.
I'm sorry.
A normal transporter, a owner of the truck doesn't travel with the truck with the consignment.
He is a small time transporter. He only has one pickup.
If he is a small transporter, either he would be a driver driving his own vehicle, and no transporter owner of a vehicle travels with the material.
Kindly see, what is my thing is that I was going towards them. I took my vehicle was. That is what I have said in my petition.
You made a very good point.
That is where your lordship on an assumption. Your lordship only asked them whether there has to be some investigation.
Heard the counsel for the petition, has the counsel for the state. It is alleged that a vehicle bearing registration number J803V4392 was intercepted, and from which 7 plastic bags filled with poppy straw was recovered. Next para. Counsel for the petitioner submits that he is merely a transporter and owner of the vehicle, and he has got nothing to do with the consignments. Full stop. After hearing the counsel for the parties, I find that the petitioner was arrested with the materials. Full stop. He was in the truck?
Yes.
He was in the vehicle itself when the material was recovered. Considering the aforesaid fact, I am not inclined to grant bail to the petitioner. Dismissed.
Great.
Yes, Your Lordship, I am here on behalf of the
Comment, Your Lordship.
Yes.
I filed the Wakalatnama through e-filing, Your Lordship. I'm appearing for the informant.
Yes.
What
is your case?
Yes, Your Lordship. I am the husband of the complainant. The case is under section 498A.
Charge is submitted.
It's a complaint case, Your Lordship. Cognizance has been taken.
Mr. Lal, why do you want to keep him in custody? Tell me.
But as because during this period he has performed the second marriage and having a daughter of 16 years old, and marriage during the lower court, the conciliation was made, but he retracted from the conciliation.
Mr. Lal.
Yes, Lordship.
For the first time, I am seeing you appearing in a criminal case.
Yes, Your Lordship.
So that's why I am asking you that please tell me, why do you want to keep him in custody? No, considering the criminal jurisprudence of the law, which has been laid down by the...
That is true, Your Lordship. That is true. I was expecting...
And heard Mr. Alok Lal appearing on behalf of the informant. Full stop. The petitioner is the husband. The case is under section 498A of the IPC. Full stop. From the argument, I find that the cognizance has already been taken in this case, and the case arises out of a private complaint. Full stop. Considering the aforesaid fact that the cognizance has been taken, I find that no useful purpose will be served to keep the petitioner in custody. 10,002 sureties.
Right.
The FIR has been registered under section 4, 5 and 6 of explosive substance and 25 1BA 2635 of the Arms Act. Also from the FIR, it appears that from the possession of this petitioner, one country-made pistol along with one live cartridge has been recovered, and from the dicky of the scooty, one bomb has been recovered which were driven by the other co-accused person.
CD antecedent.
Obliged.
PL number 36, PL number 1159
May it please your lordship, the case under 341, 323, 324, 307, 379, 504, 506, 34 of IPC. My lords, in this case, may I kindly be permitted to read the FIR, my lords? Page 18 and 19. It's very important, my lords. The case is against 3 named persons and 4 to 5, initially 4 to 5 unknown persons, thereafter against 12 unknown persons. The important part starts from दिनांक 26, आई एम रीडिंग फ्रॉम द हैंडरिटन पोर्शन, माइलर्स 26/7/2021 को समय करीब सच बजे मैं अपनी स्कूटी, माइलर्स में काइंडली टेक नोट ऑफ द स्कूटी नंबर, JHBOD के अपने दोस्त के पास न्यू मेडिकल कॉलेज से आगे आकाशवाणी की तरफ से वापस लौट रहे थे कि आकाशवाणी लोसिंगना में हजारीबाग में पहुंचे कि अचानक से द पेटिशन नंबर 1 इज एट सीरियल नंबर 1, रवि यादव, विवेक यादव सच आसपास आए, जिससे मैं पूरी तरह नहीं पहचानता हूँ। वो लोग मुझे घेर कर साथ में लाठी डंडा से फाइट, गाली गलौज करते हुए, मारपीट करते हुए मेरे साथ इतना पैसा छीन लिया और एक सोने का चेन लगभग इतना दाम का ले लिए। मेरा स्कूटी भी फटक के तोड़ दिए और वे लोग धमकी दिए कि यहाँ इलाके में मत आना, माया तो बोलकर अपना गांव की तरफ जाने लगे। तब मैं अपने दोस्तों का देयर आफ्टर ही कॉल्स हिज फ्रेंड्स अमनदीप, हर्षदीप एंड बुलाया और इन लोगों को खोजने के लिए आगे तो कोई नहीं मिला और हम लोगों को आए मेरी स्कूटी नंबर, द स्कूटी नंबर इज एंटायरली डिफरेंट माइलर्स, thereafter in 2S0849 previously he says that GHB02BD669 on the same day he finds his scooty and thereafter he along with his friends tried to get hold of the scooty and these persons and thereafter again they were assaulted and the injury suffered was,
what is the injury?
Injury was on head and simple in nature.
From where are you saying that it's simple on nature?
It was the stand of the learned council in the learned court below as well, and in the impugn order they say that since the injuries in the head, in the concluding portions, the injury sustained by Hardev Ankitra referred to RIMS and further injury reports.
What is the nature of injury?
Head injury.
Call for the injury report along with the CD.
Charge sheet submitted, my charge sheet and police paper submitted.
Yes.
Grateful minutes.
PO number 37, PO number 1163 of 22, Mr. Vikas Kumar.
Yes, Mr. Vikas. Unmute yourself, Vikas.
Your Lordship, I tender my apology for this, Your Lordship. Your Lordship, the FIR is registered under Section 10 and Section 12 of the POCSO Act and Section 354 of the Indian Penal Code, Your Lordship. Your Lordship, admittedly, there is an inordinate delay in lodging of the present FIR, and this petitioner is in custody since more than approx 14 months, Your Lordship. May I be permitted to read the FIR address at page 17, my Lordship?
You are the stepfather?
Stepfather, Your Lordship.
Remain in custody.
The last allegation of 14, then the FIR has been lodged on 22nd after going to Dhanbad at aunt's place, Your Lordship.
Till the girl is examined, you remain in custody. The petitioner is committing an offence under Section
14 months, Your Lordship.
From the, I have heard the counsel for the petitioner and I've gone through the records. From the records, I find that there's an allegation that this petitioner, being the stepfather, used to molest the informant. Full stop. Who is a minor? Full stop. The allegation is specific. Full stop. The trial is yet to commence and the victim is yet to be examined. Full stop. Considering the fact that the victim has to be examined, I am not inclined to release the petitioner on bail at this stage. Rejected. The petitioner, if so advised, may renew his prayer after examination of the victim during trial.
Much obliged. Much obliged.
Is there any other case against him for committing murder of your wife?
No, Your Lordship. No. There is no such case.
There is an allegation that you have committed murder.
Admittedly, I have stated in my this application that she has never made any complaint before any authority that she was ever tortured.
Yes,
PO
next.
number 38, BA number 1165 of 22, Mr. Ranjan Kumar Singh.
Yes, my lords. It's a case of 341, 379, 387 and other relevant sections of the petition. In this case, my lords, the allegation is of beating and demanding of...
Just a minute, Mr.
I appear for the state lordship. He
Yes.
is wrongly mentioned in para 10. He has no criminal history, but he has the 7 criminal history. I sent the memo of evidence lordship in email lordship. He's the 7 criminal incident, but he is the wrongly mentioned in para 10 of this application. He has no criminal.
What is the stage of the 7 criminal antecedents?
इसमें कॉल पर केस जारी मंगाना होगा लॉर्डशिप, क्योंकि इसमें मेमो ऑफ एविडेंस है 7
Call for the case diary along with the antecedent report. Full stop. Next para. If there are antecedents against the petitioner, if the petitioner has got any criminal cases registered against him, the state will file an affidavit stating the status of those cases.
Counter file करना होगा इसमें.
Yes, counter. Counter to that effect should be filed within 3 weeks.
Oblige, Lordship.
My
DA number 39, DA number 1177 22, Mr. Ashok Kumar.
My Lord, this is an application for grant of regular bail for 302-201 of the IPC, my Lord. My Lord, petitioner has not named in the FIR, my Lord, but during the course of investigation, my Lord, the petitioner was arrested. After 2 months, petitioner was arrested in another case, my Lord, Angara PS case, and who himself confession before the another court, well, then remanded in this case, my Lord. And the FIR was lodged after 13 days, my Lord. Only for confession, my Lord, confession against nothing, against me, my Lord.
Any recovery pursuant to the confession?
No, my Lord, no. डेढ़ बजे रिकवरी होने के बाद में लोड FIR हुआ, उसकी सिस्टर कहती है, घर से बोल रही कि 10/3/2021 को घर से निकले अपने अपाची मोटरसाइकिल से, इसके बाद जब नहीं आया तो डेड बॉडी जब लोकोया जंगल में मिला तो पुलिस की इन्फॉर्म की, तो ये जाकर के पहचान की, तो ये बोले FIR अगेंस्ट अननोन हुआ, my Lord. And after
What is the status of these cases which are against you?
My Lord, I was stated in para in bail petition, they have really done bail, my Lord. The old case, I stated in para 11, my Lord.
Case diary, this the state will file an affidavit stating the status of the cases which are pending against the petitioner.
Prayer for regular bail for the offence alleged on section 304B 34 of the Indian Penal Code.
Who are you?
Petitioners are Milord Devar and Sosur. Milord, FIR, in the FIR there is no allegation as against Milord, only Milord vague and general allegation. Actually, Milord, the lady died due to accidental fire pot while she was cooking food. And her husband, these petitioners are they were residing at Kulti. They were not even present. Her husband removed her to hospital for treatment, but unfortunately she died.
Mr. Mukhopadhyay, you said that these petitioner reside in Kulti.
My Lord.
But you see your cost title, they reside in Deoghar. You have given your own address that they are residing in Deoghar.
No, तो address दिया है, तो original permanent address वही है. But they were in connection with some their private job. They were residing in Kulti.
There is nothing to suggest that.
And but so far, kindly see the FIR. But only general allegation. हमारा बेटी 2 मई 2021 को शादी हुआ था. शादी के वक्त 1,10,000 रुपया नगद 60,000 सामान दिया था. शादी के बाद ही
Case diary postmortem.
There is no injury in the postmortem report other than burn injury. They are in jail for
Your Lordship, in the instant case, I am appearing on behalf of the petitioner. It is alleged that on the alleged date of occurrence, 6 persons, including this petitioner, came into the shop of the informant and they demanded ransom of rupees 10,000. And on non-payment of the same, it is alleged that they again came to the shop and they have assaulted the informant, his husband, her husband, and son, Your Lordship. There is no transaction of any amount, Your Lordship, although and petitioner is in custody since 24/9/2021.
There's a direct allegation against you.
Your Lordship, that is alleged that all the 5 persons, including this petitioner, Your Lordship.
Stay inside. For the counsel for the petitioner, or the counsel for the state, there's a direct allegation against the petitioner that he and others demanded money by way of extortion from the informant. Full stop. The informant, who is the shop owner, refused to give money, and thereafter this petitioner and others assaulted the informant and his wife and son. Full stop.
Informant and her husband, Your Lordship.
Informant and her husband. Informant and her husband.
Four person has been injured, my lord.
And others. Full stop. Full stop. Considering the direct nature of allegation, considering the allegation which is direct in nature, I'm not inclined to grant bail to the petitioner at this stage. Full stop. The petitioner may renew his prayer after examination of the informants.
Serial number 42, DA number 1191 of 22, Mr. Rajesh Kumar Singh.
I am appearing in this case, Lordship. Case registered for under Arms Act, Lordship. There is recovery of one country-made loaded pistol and for that petitioner is in custody since 14/7/19.
The petitioner is in custody since 14/7/2019 as he was found possessing a country-made pistol and
loaded country-made pistol.
Loaded country-made pistol. Full stop. Next para. Counsel for the petitioner submit the charge sheet has already been submitted in this case, and the petitioner has remained in custody for more than 6 months.
More than Lordship 2 years.
Oh, 2019.
Yes, Lordship.
13/7/2019. What is the stage now?
In this case, Lordship, charge has been framed perhaps.
So considering the period of custody, which is more than 2 years, I am trying to release the petitioner on bail. He will appear before the trial court at least once a month till conclusion of trial.
Serial number 43, DA number 1203 of 22, Mr. Ramesh Kumar.
Case related to under section 396 and petitioner not put on TIP only basis of the confessional statement before the police. Petitioner made in the present case, Your Lordship.
Whose confessional statement?
Self-confessional statement, Lordship, and
Then
petitioner not put on TIP, Lordship, and have no criminal antecedent. And other accused person has been granted bail by the coordinating bench, Lordship. I have a next order.
Where is it?
The
petitioner have the counsel for the state. Counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner is not named in the FIR nor he was put on TIP. He submits that he is in custody since
26/5/21, Your Lordship.
26/5/2021, and similarly situated co-accused has been granted bail by coordinate bench of this court in so and so annexure 2 annexure 3. Okay. After hearing the counsel for the parties, yes, APP, same case, similar.
Yes, Lordship, similar.
The APP opposed the prayer, but admits the case of the petitioner stands on a similar footing to those who have been granted bail. Annexure 2 and so and so 10,002 shares.
Serial number 44, DA number 1204 of 22, Ramesh Kumar Mehta.
I am appearing on behalf of the petitioner, Lordship, and allegation under section 302 of IPC, FIR registered against unknown Lordship. During the investigation, the name of the petitioner has come, Lordship, only on the basis of suspicion that several witnesses have said that the petitioner, along with one Chatan Bhuiya and the deceased, have consumed liquor, and there was only some altercation. And on the basis of the same, the petitioner has been apprehended by the police.
Case diary and the postmortem reports.
Serial number 45, DA number 1215 of 22, Mr. Amit Kumar Chaudhary.
Lordship, the matter relates to cybercrime, Lordship.
CD antecedents.
Serial number 46, DA number 1224 of 22, Mr. M. Lal, Mr. Ravi Kumar Khan.
Milord, may I? Milord, the alleged offence registered under section 494, 498.
You are the husband?
Milord, yes, I am husband.
Case arises from an FIR or a complaint?
Milord, FIR registered on 24/3/2020.
What is the allegation?
The allegation against me is that the informant has been subjected to cruelty since last 4 years, after 2 years of marriage. meaning thereby 2016 she was tortured, and for dowry of rupees 21,000 and a motorcycle.
You have the counsel for the petitioner, have the counsel for the state.
And on 20
for allegedly committing an offence under section so and so. Next, but after hearing the parties, I find that the petitioner is the husband of the petitioner is the husband, and there is an allegation that a demand of rupees 21,000 was made. 21,000 and motorcycle was made as dowry. The informant was pressurized to bring the aforesaid articles, and she was also tortured. It is alleged that the petitioner has solemnized second marriage. It is alleged that thereafter the petitioner was driven out, informant was driven out of her house. Next, the petitioner is in custody since
25/10/2021.
25/10/2021, and charge sheet has already been submitted in this case. Full stop. Considering the fact that charge sheet has already been submitted in this case and the petitioner is in custody since 25/11/2021.
25/10, my lord.
25/10. How can that be?
My lord, 25/10/2021.
Oh, petitioner has surrendered and is in custody since 25/10/2021. Considering the period of custody and the fact that charge sheet has been submitted, 10,000 to sureties.
Obliged.
BA number 37, BA number 1232 of 22, Mr. Manoj Kumar number 2 for the petitioner.
My lord,
yes.
Bail application of co-accused by the order dated 14/2/2022, Lordship has been pleased to call for case diary. BA number 635 of 2022, my lord.
Let's this case along with
BA number 635 of 2022.
BA number 635 of 2022.
Your Lordship, I am appearing for the petitioner, Your Lordship.
Yes,
Case was lodged against under section 302 and 34 of the IPC against unknown persons, Your Lordship. Allegations were made in the FIR that the brother of the informant was returning home after business affairs and he was waylaid by 3 miscreant persons and indiscriminately fired upon, and he died on the spot, Your Lordship. Name of the petitioner has come upon the confessional statement of the co-accused person who has been granted bail, Your Lordship.
Call for the case diary.
My Lord.
BA number 49, BA number 1260 of 22, Mr. Manoj Kumar number 2.
This petition case was available for the office under section 392 of the IPC. Petitioner is not named in the FIR. Nothing has been recovered, but put on TIP and identified by the informant, saying that this petitioner was on the motorcycle which was used in the loot of my lord.
So you are also there and present when the loot was going on.
But one mobile was.
Maybe whatever it may be, you are present at the time when the loot was going on in the motorcycle. That means you were a party.
But my submission is that my lord. Prior to the occurrence, prior to the TIP, my lord, this petition was shown to him, my lord. Therefore, my custody is more than 4 months, my lord.
Lordship, on confession, on being pointed out by this petitioner and another co-accused, Lordship, mobile and country-made pistol were recovered from the possession of another co-accused.
Counsel of the petitioner submits that the petitioner is not named in the FIR and nothing incriminating has been recovered from the possession of this petitioner. He submits that the petitioner has been falsely made an accused in this case. Next para. This is a case of dacoity.
No, loot, robbery.
Oh, this is a case of robbery. Yes, this is a case of robbery. First up, though the FIR is against unknown, the petitioner after arrest was put on TIP, wherein the petitioner was identified as one of the person of the gang. Full stop. as he was sitting as he was driving the motorcycle which was used in the occurrence. First of considering the aforesaid allegation, I am not inclined to release the petitioner on bail. Aforesaid allegation and the fact that the petitioner was identified in the TIP as one of the miscreants, I am not inclined to release the petitioner on bail at this stage.
Serial number 50, serial number 1278 of 22, Mr. Ramesh Kumar.
Your Lordship, Lordship, after 1.5 years, the FIR was registered, Your Lordship, under section 302-201 of 120B 34 of the IPC, and now the charge sheet had submitted under section 306 of the IPC, Your Lordship.
Just a minute. When the occurrence had taken place?
Lordship, on 15/8/2019, Lordship. Now the registered case registered under section 13(4) of 2021. 1.5 साल के बाद हुआ और उसमें ये आया है हुजूर की informant Anita Devi herself job by the railway train, Your Lordship. Railway train, I have stated para 7. Now the charge sheet has submitted under section 306 of the IPC, Your Lordship.
Legal to heard the counsel for the petitioner, heard the counsel for the state. The petitioner is the husband of the deceased.
Yes, Your Lordship.
Husband of the deceased. Next paragraph. The FIR has been lodged by the mother-in-law.
Father-in-law, Your Lordship.
Father-in-law, Shambhu Rajwal, by the father-in-law, stating therein that the marriage with the petitioner and the deceased had taken place in the year 2016. It has been stated that on 15/6/2019, he received information that a daughter.
15/8 है हुजूर.
On 15/8 or 6?
15/8 का घटना है.
6, my lord. 15/6/2019.
Is on 15/6. It is. So 15/8. Because it's 15/8 or 6, it is very difficult to read it. Maybe it should be 8. On 15/8/2019, he received an information that his daughter
Anita Devi.
Just a minute. Committed suicide in the railway tracks. First up. Committed suicide by coming under the railway on the railway tracks under a train. Full stop. On receiving such information, he reached the place of occurrence and got the body of her daughter and thereafter cremated her. Full stop. The instant FIR, next paragraph, the instant FIR has been lodged on 13/4/2021. That is after 1.5 years of the incident, alleging that after the said incident, this petitioner could come to know that her daughter was murdered and thrown on the tracks. Full stop. He also came to know that this petitioner and others were involved in the said occurrence. Next paragraph. Counsel for the petitioner submits this allegation is absolutely false, and in fact the deceased has committed suicide, which would be evident from the fact that charge sheet was also submitted and cognizance was taken under section 306 of the 34. He submits, first up, he submits that there is no plausible explanation for filing this FIR at such a belated stage. Next one. After hearing the counsel for the parties and after going through the record, I find that the death had occurred on 15/6/2015/8 or 15/6. 15/8 होगा 15/8 कर दीजिए सब जगह 15/8/2019 and this FIR has been lodged after 1.5 years and cognizance as 1.5 years under section 302 but cognizance was taken under section 306. Considering the aforesaid facts, 10,000 for sureties.
Please,